Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the grand finals of UGC. Today we are gonna have two teams facing off: WASP against Samsung Galaxy Gang, which is a rematch of, I believe, last Thursday, where WASP took it over Samsung Galaxy Gang. Hence why we have this match today again. With me is CeeJay. He'll be here shortly. And I do believe we already went live. At the moment we have WASP pushing A. So far no real casualties except the sniper from Red, Samsung Galaxy Gang. But I do see A defense right now. Something that you usually don't really see. Because usually teams just defend B because A is so hard to defend. Let's see how long they'll hold this though. Sentry's going down now. And we might see a U-back change, I don't know, I'm not sure yet. It's only heavy at the moment, guarding for Samsung Galaxy Gang. And looks like we'll have an A point for WASP right now, with ×4 on the point. Let's see what they're gonna do next. WASP are known for pushing the E point very rapidly and are really successful in doing so. But we do have the Scout Kisakala looking Atomic and Steve Panther, so they're gonna have a run for the money if they want to cap B straight away. Okay, so far the Demoman is spawn camping right now, the Heavy's in the BC connector, that's breakfast. Sniper looking from the BC connector too, let's see if he can get a pick, maybe on the demo. Oh, he got the sniper too, that's a really good pick. Sentry going up on the DE connector right now, and I do believe that's a Uber, yes. Uber exchange on the E point right now. But Boxer gets disconnected. Oh no, that's not Boxer, I'm sorry. That's Atomic. Spray in spawn at the moment, which means that they'll have like that the blue team's gonna have like a 10% advantage right now. And you have a lot of people on E point right now. Sentry on E2, which can be kind of hard to deal with if you not deal with it like quick enough. Scout on the point.
Hi Asaaj, I'm sorry, I'm here now.
Okay, take it away then, CeeJay. What do you see?
I see CP Steel and I see two teams going at it, and it looks like WASP are doing exactly the same thing we've expected them to do all the time, go from A to E, right?
Yeah, but so far they have no real success, I guess.
Not sure what's going on, but it does look like Samsung Galaxy Gang have lost a couple of players. Solid and Tutorial both going down. And WASP with ×2 on the point here. Nesh just kind of teasing that point, getting on the point, just getting cap time and forcing Samsung Galaxy Gang to actually do something. Steve goes down, Atomic goes down, and Mint goes down as well. And with that level 3 up on the point by Olba, defending the E point, it is forced by Galaxy Gang, and they just force it straight back. Anti-2 is going to clean up here, almost takes down the Heavy, but does just basically block off this connector, Asaaj, and this is looking really good for WASP at the moment.
Yeah, they have ×4 on the point right now. If Samsung Galaxy Gang is not stopping this, they're gonna have a fast time, but looks like right now they can't really step on the point, except the Soldier.
Yeah, Trox jumps onto the point. You need those kind of mobile classes to be able to do that. But there are so many people dead on both sides. Mookie gets backstabbed there by Costil, and only 3 players alive for each team, but the spawns do favour WASP. Oh, Sprayer so weak, finally does go down to Costil there from the revolver. It looks like WASP are actually going to finish off this cap. Trox finishing off by himself. He jumps off the point. What's he doing? He jumps in the air and gets himself killed. Bugser comes in. And ×3 on the point, 3 minutes 50. That could have been done in 5 seconds less. We'll see if that comes into play later, Asaaj. But I'm sorry for leaving you alone. I'm very sorry. People did not realise the game had started, and I'm here now. So, to everyone on the stream, welcome to BlackOut Gaming TV. We have got a repeat best of 3. This is the grand final of European Highlander UGC Platinum. In the EU version, you know, we had this best of 3 played back on Monday last week, and because WASP won it 2-1, it meant we had to go to a second best 3 because WASP came through the lower bracket meaning Samsung Galaxy Gang had to lose again in the bracket. So, you know, whoever wins here takes home the bacon. I'm CeeJay, and with me is Asaaj, alone for a long time. Thank you, Asaaj. And we've got Steel. This was picked by WASP, I assume. I'm not sure if we know for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a map that WASP definitely wants to pick because they are really good at, like, one of the best teams at it. And 350 is a really good time, not as fast as it was in the Cup, but we'll see what they're gonna do. They'll probably have to do the same thing that WASP did.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go, like, when you're attacking, like WASP have just done, they've attacked. Now we've swapped around, we're going to see Galaxy Gang trying to beat this time. When you go straight from A to E and you do have a successful push, it really puts you under pressure and it kind of limits your options. You can't really do the A, B, C, D, E push. It really means you're going to have to skip a couple of points or at least wipe and do it very, very quickly. But we do see Galaxy Gang already out here. Atomic and Sprayer, I don't think they've actually been noticed. Cap time is going on E, and that's forcing WASP to rotate. This is very, very clever from Galaxy Gang. We've got Breakfast Jr. He's just spamming, and in comes the Uber from Galaxy Gang. They're going to focus essentially. The SAP comes in as well. Total destruction on the red point. The counter Uber comes in. It's going to be focused on Crow as she tries to push people away there. But Cap time is getting down on B. And this was quite smart by Galaxy Gang, but not executed to perfection, Asaaj. I mean, looks like WASP are going to defend this.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of poor execution by Samsung Galaxy Gang, but you know, stuff like that happens. But right now I'd probably like just focus the E point because 2 minutes is really not a long time, especially if you have people parked around the BC connector, which you have to like kind of flush out in order to cap E, which is only capable by like mobile classes like Scout and stuff. But looks like they're pushing B again right now. They're gonna take it this time around, which gives them a bit more ground to work with, but they kinda have to hurry now.
Yeah, 2 minutes ticking over on the time as the B cap is just about to go down, and they have to get this E point. The more capture points you have in your possession, the quicker you can capture that E point. So with that B cap, it's going to be a little bit quicker, and they do get Kisakala on the point. Just a little tickle of the point there, and Mookie is the one who jumps on there and tries to stay on there. Takes down the sentry gun as well. Kisakala, with the help, takes down the second one, and this is actually looking good for Galaxy Gang at the moment, but Mookie goes down to the rescue ranger of Alba, taken down by Kisakala, and he's going to get right back on that point. Uber is used by WASP, but the players are just dispersing. Anti is on the E point, and he's going to have to try and focus that point. He does take down Kisakala, but 4 players down, Asaaj. I mean, the air shot kind of from Steve there with the shotgun just as Anti was flying into the pit. Denies the pit its first kill of the day. But this is looking good for Galaxy Gang at the moment, Asaaj.
Yeah, definitely, but they'll have to stay on point non-stop now, and maybe try to deny the DE spawn, so they can't just like set up there and spam onto the point.
Yeah, 4 players alive for WASP now, times 5 on the point for Galaxy Gang. Let's just reiterate that this is UGC rules, meaning this is the only round that is going to be played. So if Galaxy Gang get this point, they will take the map. Straight away, we're playing a best of 1 on this map, and Galaxy Gang have done it. Mookie falls into the pit there, I believe. In celebration perhaps, but this is a best of 1. This is UGC rules, Asaaj, and Galaxy Gang have taken it away on what we pretty much agree is going to be WASP's pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of surprising to see, but I guess Samsung Galaxy Gang gave WASP a taste of their own medicine, and it worked, because if you're under pressure you tend to do a lot of mistakes, and mistakes were made. Admittedly on both sides, but Samsung Galaxy Gang in the end takes it. And I believe that's it, isn't it? It's like best of 1, as you said, right? There's no one here then.
Best of 1. I mean, unless the teams agree otherwise, because we had this situation last Monday, where WASP took Gully Wash. They took it 4-2, I believe, was the final score, which was Galaxy Gang's pick. We are changing server now, so I do believe we are moving on to the second map, sorry. And yeah, WASP picked Steel, and because of that, Galaxy Gang were forced to have to win on that. They did win on it, and it was a best of 1. And they did exactly the same last week. So WASP obviously not prepared to defend against what they can wreak havoc on the other teams. Like you said, they got a bit of a taste of their own medicine there. I'm not sure. I think. Oh yeah. Well, I say I'm not sure what the next map is. We both know very much what the next map is.
Yes.
It is Glassworks, which was apparently picked by Galaxy Gang, and myself and Asaaj did just play a scrim against WASP on this map. We're not massive fans of this map. Do you want to run over a few key points about this map? Like, it's a 5 CP, but I doubt anyone who's really played UGC then will probably know about it very much.
Well, yeah, it's a 5 CP map, alright, but it has like this really uncommon layout, something that you definitely have to get used to, because there's literally flanks everywhere, and if they are not watched, it's kind of bad for your team. And I don't know, like, I guess they picked the map because no one really plays it, and they are just trying to chance their luck. But I'm not a big fan of it, if I'm honest.
It's yeah, I mean, the first time I played this map was in a pickup on TFT pickup, and everyone just came in with the same what? Like, what is this? And it was played in UGC this season. It's a very, I don't know, flanky map. It's the only word I can think of, flanky. In that there's all these different areas, like you were talking about this flowers area here. Excuse me, has very. It's hard to describe how odd it is, but there are many different entrances. There's essentially 4 entrances to the flowers area. There's the stairs, there's the way through to mid, and then there's the 2 doorways that lead onto second, one onto a little balcony area, and one onto a walkway that leads towards the point. And because of that, it's just so easy to just get totally overwhelmed there. But yeah, the other choices are to give up the high ground from mid and move into second along, the very lowest possible area, or move in on the far right, which is such a long sort of sideline. If your sniper is defending the second point, he's got such a good shot, you're going to have to use Uber very, very early, or at least to get a sniper pick very early on. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean, I agree with what you said. I think Galaxy Gangs pick this map because they see it as something nobody's really practiced on. I don't think anyone has any sort of strategy. There's no established meta for where people go, what people do on this map at all. And I think they probably feel DM-wise they can outmatch outmatch WASP. Whereas I think Gullywash last week they felt the same, but with Gullywash people know how to defend points, people know how to push points effectively, and WASP really did win that map with quite a plum last week. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes, I guess. I mean, I'm not sure what I think the decider map would be Viaduct again, which probably Galaxy Gang don't want to go to again because they did lose to WASP on it last week. How do you feel WASP's morale is going to be right now after losing their map choice?
I don't know, a bit demoralized, I guess, because you never want to lose your own map pick. But then again, I think the same happened like last week, and they still managed to plow through and take the big upset against Samsung Galaxy Gang. I wouldn't put it behind WASP to win this map, because as the scrim just suggested, they had a really strong play all around on the map. Like, they would outflank you with 3 or 4 people all the time, and that is kind of off-putting. But I don't know, Samsung Galaxy Gang is like that kind of team that adapts to new situations really quickly, so we'll see how it goes.
And hopefully it lasts a little bit longer. We've anyone who's joined us late, you've already missed the first map, which lasted apparently 8 minutes and 55 seconds in total across both halves. So just changing configs. I guess we can go over the rosters quickly. We've got Samsung Galaxy Gang, which is almost the same as we saw last week. We've got Kisakala on Scout, Mookie coming back onto... coming back. His name is Mookie back. He's playing Soldier instead of Mr. Epic, who played last week. On Pyro, we've got Steve Panda. Demo is Atomic. Heavy is Breakfast. It's Mint is playing on Engineer. Sprayer on Medic. Solid is Sniping, and Tutorial will be on Spy. And I think we can agree that is pretty much a star-studded lineup when it comes to kind of Prem players and well-known players across Europe.
Yes, indeed. It's a mixed team, but if you have this high caliber of players on your team, there's not much you can do. As I do believe we actually went live.
Yeah, we are live. We're going on to the mid-fight now, and in the blue is going to be WASP. We'll go over their roster in a minute, maybe in a bit of a pause or something like that. And in the red, we have got Samsung Galaxy Gang, and this is played UGC rules again, halves, so it'll be the first to fall. An immediate headshot comes from Morg, takes down Sprayer. Obviously, the game sense of this map isn't great for them. If they didn't know that you walk through that way, you're going to get shot down straight away. Big jump in there by Mookie, tries to take down the sniper, but doesn't. But Klesas does go down to Kisakala. That is the one saving grace of this mid-fight so far for Galaxy Gang, as they are left with 2 players alive, and the only casualty they inflicted onto WASP was in fact Klesas. So it's going to be an Uber advantage for Sprayer, a small one, or probably nothing, as he's not actually building yet. And WASP take the mid-fight and the second point rather easily, Asaaj.
Yeah, it's a quick cap of both points. As you said, like, you can't have that sniper on mid just sniping your medic, and off that pick they just do so much ground that in the end they almost wipe Samsung Galaxy Gang this. But right now we are kind of like in this stalemate situation where both teams have to build Uber, because this point is really hard to push without Uber.
Yeah, Morg did go down to tutorial there, and a backstab from Costa takes down Mookie. This is very much, from what I've experienced, one of the most stale matey points in any 5CP map that's played in Highlander. One thing though is the fact that there is a mini sentry from its mint on the last point. Now I've seen a level 3 placed in a similar area, sort of inside that little cubby hole, and it's really hard to push in from any area, and it's almost like what we saw yesterday between Sweden and Norway. In fact, they were trying to push upward last, and they would wipe a lot of people, but as long as that level 3 Wrangled sentry was kept up, it kept causing a lot of problems. But it seems Mint is deciding to work with mini sentries. There are equal Ubers on both teams, no one making use of any advantages they may have had, and so far Tutorial is the only person who've gone down. What do you think about the mini sentries there?
Nah, I'm not a big fan of it, because level 3 on this point is really hard to plow through. You basically have to use the Uber. But I do believe we're gonna exchange the Ubers right now.
Yeah,
not so much of it, but yeah, it's gonna be like a stalemate again. We're gonna wait for the next Uber unless someone gets a big pick. And I do believe that WASP lost like 4 players already, so Samsung Galaxy Gang might push out.
Yeah, it does look like they are. Some key picks getting taken down there, especially Demo and Sniper. Allows you to walk out onto that second point pretty much uncontested. And Galaxy Gang trying to gain a little bit of momentum now. Still pretty much equal Uber. Spro building slightly better than his counterpart Klefsas. But WASP are pushed back onto this midpoint. And Atomic there trying to come in through this choke area, getting a little bit spammed out. But this is the point where things, Uber versus no Ubers here, and Breakfast gets a huge double kill, takes down Bugza and Anti too, but meanwhile Breakfast and Atomic Gang get taken down by Morg and Nesh. So both combos for both teams are down, and Morg is watching the sidelines. Big jump in from Mookie, bombs in, doesn't actually achieve anything, gets taken down. But Sprayer gets sniped again by Morg, and he is watching that sightline as such. Surely he would have learned from the first round, but that's key, and that's keeping WASP in this game.
Yeah, I mean, like, this point has a lot of sniper sightlines, and there are some that are not immediately apparent to the human eye, I suppose.
Yeah, and 100% in the hands of Klefsas now. He is on that point. He's a little bit alone, just trying to buff his team up. And this is where the advantages have to play out and be made use of. And they are coming through this flowers area that we talked about at the start of the game. Conch is going to help that. But Sprayer then goes down to Olba. I had no idea where that happened on the map. We've been put into the respawn queue for another 20 seconds. The engineer going huge there. But WASP have used their Uber. They've got time on this second point. 4 players left alive for Galaxy Gang. They're going to be pretty desperate to try and keep that last point if they don't get their spawn soon enough.
Yeah, but they need a bit more cap time. This is gonna be a bit bad.
I mean, it does look like we have a pause in the game. But I agree with what you said. I mean, the combo is pushing into last now. We've got Anti-2 and Klefsas pushing in, you know, from their perspective at the top right area. The only person capping is Kostil, the spy. I mean, they can go in at this point. There are no spawns happening imminently for Galaxy Gang, although within the next few seconds they will be. And Mint has just got his mini sentry there on the last point. Steve is holding the top left area. So, I mean, this is doable for WASP you got to be careful you don't push in and end up losing your combo, and then getting pushed back out.
Yeah, indeed. And I think like the way Sprayer went down last time was so over is because Alba managed to sneak in a teleporter in the under area, and I think that's where he came from and kind of flanked everyone. So good one on him. I always like to see like these kind of plays because Engineer is a class where it kind of gets stale sometimes, so you have to like reinvent how you play like almost every map. So good one on Alba, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's because you're an Engie main, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
You used to play Engineer often, let's put it that way.
Yeah, I did, but like the gunmetal update ruined it for me. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just too old that I can't adapt to changes too well anymore, but it's a class that I want to play.
You're too set in your ways. We have unpaused now as WASP are trying to push into the last point. And they have got, Galaxy Gang have got some respawns now. That is going to help them defend this last point. I don't think they're going to push out straight away. Clefsas will have an Uber advantage, about 20%. Not too much, but it is something to work with if you push on the dot. And Galaxy Gang have got pretty much all of their players up now. Getting a couple of picks, sorry. And don't let your memes be dreams. That is Steve Panda. Managed to get the pick onto Morg. Which is going to slow down WASP a little bit. They're not going to get any picks from their sniper for the time being. And this is kind of, you talking about the gunmetal update was very interesting because I think that really opened things up. Oh, actually, sorry, hold that thought. Galaxy Gang are just pushing all the way up solid with the headshot onto Clefsas, takes down the medic. Atomic managed to take down Bugs as well. That's demo on demo action going in favor of the Galaxy Gang demo. And I don't know what happened there, did you see?
No, they just pushed out and kind of overwhelmed WASP, I suppose.
Yeah, it's just that confidence thinking, okay, we're just going to walk out and win. And they are continuing this punch, managed to pick up kills as they go along. They've got cap time on this second point now with Sprayer at 100% Uber. And that's going to be pretty hard to stop. Clefsas is with his heavy, but he's pretty close to this choke area. You've got to be careful, he's not going to get picked out here. Tutorial is chasing with his revolver. Doesn't manage to get anything, but I think they are pretty much giving up this this second point for free. The only person trying to do any sort of defense is Anti-2, and he does get caught out here. Gunned down by Breakfast with the Tomislav, and WASP are just losing players left, right and centre, and this is just looking a bit of a mess at the moment.
Yeah, they'll have to try to slow it down, but Uber comes out from Samsung Galaxy Gang. Will it get the medic? Yes. Will it get the demo? I don't know. No, he gets back. They're gonna have to step on a point now though, but the sentry denies them really hard. It looks like WASP are gonna hold this unless a miracle happens.
Sprayer does survive though, and that is that key piece of information, I suppose. With that push, like you said, they took down Clefsas with the Uber push. Means that they're going to have about a 50% advantage in the Uber stakes. Just checking, no, Clefsas is sticking with the Uber. He's not changing his minigun to quick fix or anything like that. He's going to hold fast, and it depends where you push really. If you try and push him through this top left area, you can actually deny an Uber totally with a Pyro if you play it smartly. And they are being aggressive. Got to be careful they get caught out here as Mookie gets good damage onto Bugs. And now we're back to this sort of stalemate. And we are at 0-0. Let's not forget that this is just one half as per UGC rules, which means we've got about 22 minutes left on the clock. So there are no rounds on the board, so there's no reason for any sort of patience as Galaxy Gang just come in with the Uber, and they're just going to lock everyone in the spawn. Great play by Atomic. He gets onto the point. Nobody's trying to deny him at all. ×2 with that medic, and they do cap it. And that's just smart play from Atomic and the rest of his teammates there.
Yeah. Tutorial also had a big impact on that push because he killed Alba, so there was no sentry to deny capping as we're going to the second mid right now.
We'll see if Sprayer will get sniped early on this time, or if he decides to go for a different area. Breakfast starting to come from the left hand side. I can't actually see Sprayer at the mid fight. I'm not sure where he is. I've totally lost him. But anyway.
Bottom right.
Oh, he's bottom right. That's interesting. A very passive push there. Costo is behind him. Don't think he knows, but Mookie is watching that area, so it should be okay. And this is a very passive mid from both teams. Only Nesh and Costo have gone down, so Steve Panda then goes down before Trox gets backstabbed by Tutorial. but it does look like nobody is actually venturing onto the point. There is 0 cap time on that point. Everyone is just playing on their halves. It's going in the favor of Galaxy Gang. Solid wins the sniper battle against Morg, and oh wow, with 100% Uber, it is forced by WASP. Atomic there with a good force. He's going to sacrifice his life for it, but that does mean Galaxy Gang have 100% in the bank, and they're going to capture this midpoint without any contest, really.
Yeah, they're gonna have a free Uber for a second unless WASP decide to force it early, which doesn't look like they're gonna do because they are really far back right now.
Yeah, and it's looking more and more like what we saw in the previous round with this Uber advantage. But let's not forget, WASP do have their defense all up here, and Morg is watching that sightline. So he is being buffed up by his sniper. He's doing his best to try and deny one of these chokes. And, you know, if we cast our minds back to last week, it was in this situation where... Oh, sorry, the Uber has been used, and it's used pretty much directly onto Atomic. Morg is trying to block the medic. He does block the medic. He can't be pushed in there, and he totally denies. Galaxy Gang, he survives Asaaj. He somehow escapes. I don't know how he escaped there. Great play by the Russian sniper. And Galaxy Gang are going to get this second point, but they do trade the Uber advantages. And the Uber comes straight out from WASP, and they're just going to try and recapture this point. They push right out. And there is a threat of a back cap here, as Galaxy Gang are going straight towards the last point. They're pushing in from the top left. Breakfast is coming underneath, just denies the WASP players, but a great headshot from Morg is going to save his team there, taking down Atomic and just stopping that push in its tracks. Clefsas went down, Asaaj. I'm not sure if you saw how that happened.
Yeah, Mookie, like... hit under the point and then just jumped onto the second point and bombed the medic. That's about it. Then like, oh, is Steve gonna get it? Nah, he doesn't gonna get it. But yeah, basically Mookie got a 2k with taking out the entire combo.
Great play by him, and a pick there from Costo. Let's backstab Breakfast before gunning down Solid, and Sprayer also died there. I'm missing all the med picks today, guys. Looks like he got backstab actually by Sprayer just before he took down Breakfast. So great play by the Russian player, who goes on another kill streak. 3 plays in a row now, takes down Mint as well, but Mookie does exactly what he did before and manages to take down Clefsas in return. And WASP are trying desperately to capture this point. Trox is on there, but he's being battling with Steve. Gets taken down by the shotgun of the Pyro, and WASP are going to have to hold on to this last point once again.
Oh yeah, Samsung Galaxy could have had this point because at one point WASP was only 3 up, and looks like they're gonna take it now. No, still not. Oh, this is so hard to cap.
Yeah, that small point, and the medic just runs on there, but he dies for it. Bugs it with the pipes, and there's only 3 players left alive for Samsung Galaxy Gang, but they can't really push out. A big jump in from Mookie takes down Bugzer. 2 players left alive now for Galaxy Gang. WASP are going to try and recapture this point, but there is a mini sentry watching it, and the Swedish engineer, it's a Mint. It's got a teleporter, cheeky little teleporter on the second point there. People have got to be careful. Morg is watching. Probably was telling his team, "Don't destroy it. I want to snipe." But he does take it down, and Clefsas goes down again. This time it's to Kisakala. Great play there by the scout, and only 3 players left alive. They captured the second point, Asaaj, but they've sacrificed their entire team to do it, and it's going to be really hard for them to hold last.
They should have just slowed down on the last point, in my opinion, because right now that just looks like a free round for Samsung Galaxy Gang.
Yeah, Kisakala jumps onto the point. Bugs gets taken down in the process, and that is 2-0 to Samsung Galaxy Gang. We'll go over the WASP roster. Get my word tongue-tied here. We have Nesh on Scout, Trox on Soldier, Crow is Pyro, Bugs a Demo, Anti-2 is Heavy, Olba on the Engineer, Clefsas on Medic, Morg on Sniper, and Costil on Spy, which has been pretty much their roster since the start of the season, the start of the TIF12 season. It's the WASP roster, very, very solid team. Just watching Kisakala now, and he's gone all the way back. He's into Flowers, and he's going to be behind the Sniper. He's probably going to get a pick here.
Oh yeah.
I don't think WASP realise he's there. He's just watching his sentry. He finally gets caught out there. But a lot of the kills in the meantime by the combat they get taken down by WASP, and WASP have got an advantage now in the player stakes at least. Ubers are equal, but they're all the way back on their second.
Breakfast tried to make something happen, but I guess today isn't the day to do so. As we'll probably see a free second cap right now. People just slow down and try to build Uber.
×4 on the point here from WASP. They should be able to capture this point. They'd have a slim, at about 10% Uber advantage, but that's going to be enough. But a big pipe there hits Clefstas. He doesn't use. He's going to have a better Uber as Crow is trying to keep Atomic in here. Great play by the Russian Pyro. Atomic eventually takes himself out with the stickies. It does mean that there is no Uber for WASP to push into last. It does mean that Galaxy Gang have lost their demo, but they trade it.
A great pick on Clefstas. I don't even know where he shot from.
Must know the sightlines of this map because I have no idea where he was stood. I think he must have been on the right hand side, and WASP seemed to be doing something good and then losing players in the aftermath of an Uber. You know, just the end of Uber DM fight. They just seem to be missing out and coming off worse. Now Sprayer does have his 50% Uber in hand as Samsung Galaxy can come across the mid fight. What do WASP need to do here, Asaaj? We've come across it's about, you know, this is the 15-minute mark near enough. And they need to change something up surely if they're going to get back into this game. Bugser goes down again, and they just seem to be bleeding players. They may have to give up this midpoint. What would you suggest they do to turn this around?
That's a good question, actually. Like, I like their aggression, but I think there's like a commitment issue, like where they will overcommit to a certain thing so much that they lose so many players. So maybe try to play aggressive, but also play safe at the same time. I don't know if that's like something that you can combine, but they'll need to try if they don't want to lose this.
Uber is used in Flowers by Samsung Galaxy King. There are stickies all over the place. I don't think Breakfast is aware that his medic cannot follow him with all those stickies on the floor, and he is going to be very, very low HP here. Probably going to get taken out. He does by Bugser. And WASP do have an Uber advantage moving in towards the middle point, and this is their chance to get a little bit of momentum going. If they can move forward, this is probably their best chance to get back into this game. 2-0 down and a map down already, and this could signal an early end for WASP if they're not careful after last week's heroics, winning the best of 3 to kind of reset the bracket. They do have time on the midpoint. Big jump in by Mookie. He gets air shot by Trox and is totally denied there, and looks like WASP are actually going to get more time onto the point. Mookie's underneath the point. Got to keep eyes on this guy as he does a big bomb onto Bugser, forces the Uber. Great play, and somehow he manages to survive. No, finally goes down to the blade of Morg, who goes down to Kisakala in return, but WASP still do not have this middle point, and Sprayer has got 100% Uber now, and they're going to be able to defend this pretty easily, as and Atomic does take down Clefstas, med down for WASP, and it just looks like they're kind of crumbling now, Asaaj. This is a little bit painful to watch.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier, the commitment issues. Like, you had so many people on mids, but just one person was capping it, and that led to the force, and then now what I assume would be the second cap.
Yeah, they have the players. They did use the Uber, and it took down a lot of the players for WASP. But with just this last point, they're 2-0 up. They're in no rush to capture this last point. They can wait for their Uber, wait for the picks. Mookie's trying to get aggressive. And they're trading a few kills left and right here, but there is somebody on the point. It is actually Sprayer. And nobody was watching. They did a sneaky little push from the sewer area up on the ramp, moved straight onto the point. Sprayer stood on the point as Atomic stickied it off. He did go down, sorry, Sprayer that is, to Trox. But everyone else just piled on with only a sliver of cap time left to go. And that is 3-0 to WASP. A mountain to climb with under 13 minutes to go for WASP. They need to get 3 rounds in order to at least force this into overtime. And at least try and get it back into this grand final. First kill is a reflect from Crow onto Mookie. Down goes the Galaxy Gang Soldier. A good start for them. And we're just seeing this very kind of passive mid-fight again from WASP as they're moving up into their side area, kind of just shooting through this window. Tomic's not sure what to shoot actually in a Breakfast. He's totally out of this fight. He has no one to aim at because there's nobody near him. And this is not looking good for either team at the moment, really. No one's really moving across the point. No one wants to get cap time for the fear of being baited. And finally Nesh gets on the point, gets times 2. That's going to draw some people out as Galaxy can start to lose a few players. And Nesh is on Sprayer. Can he take him down? Just one more reach. It does force the Uber. Great play there by the scout. And this is starting to look a little bit better for WASP now, Asaaj.
Yeah, most definitely. I think they're going to cap this now. But Uber is popped right now. I'm not sure what's going to happen anymore. Like, it's so messy. Is someone actually going to step on the point and cap it? I don't know.
There's a lot of cap time now for Wasp. Oh, Trox is on Sprayer. Gets launched up into the air. Takes down nobody in the end. Finally goes down to Kisakala with the domination kill. But it does look like Galaxy Gang are going to try capture this, but with half of it capped already by Wasp, it's going to take slightly longer for them to reverse that. But they do have 50% Uber advantage. Sprayer on the point with about 75%. Clefsas far back on second with his team. Trying to defend this and trying to defend their hopes for this game. I mean, you start to lose any more points, and you start to get into the point where it's going to be very, very hard to even get back into this map.
Yes, most definitely. It's like only 11 minutes left. Samsung Galaxy could very well just turtle this out and wait for Wasp to overcommit and do mistakes.
I mean, knowing these players and having seen them play so far this season, I don't think either of us are really expecting them to turn it, are we?
No, not really, but it could always happen. And I do think, yeah, the push is happening from Samsung Galaxy Gang. They're gonna get second for free because Wasp was just retreating.
Unbelievably, they don't even use their Uber and manage to kill a whole bunch of players, including Morg and Antidote, and Bugzer then gets sniped. Headshot by Solid, and it looks like they're trying to do this sneaky under the water push now. They're coming in from sewer. Time's 2 on the point, but there is a level 3 to contest with this time. Atomic is just going to launch loads of stickies onto that sentry, takes it down. Great headshot from by Morg, but the point is just being focused. Anti-2 comes in at the last second, but he gets taken down there, and it is 4-0 to Samsung Galaxy Gang. Close, but not close enough for Wasp to try and keep it in. And that's game over, Asaaj. That is it. Samsung Galaxy Gang. I was thinking when we got one more round, but no, it's UGC. We only play one of their halves, which is first to 4, meaning Samsung Galaxy Gang, at the second time of asking, at the second best of 3, are your European Highlander Platinum champions.
Nice.
I mean, they hadn't lost a map. They hadn't lost a map up until the grand final last week when they did lose 2. Based on that and what we've seen today, like, is there any argument how they're not deserved champions?
Definitely. There are not many teams in UGC Platinum EU that can say that they've been undefeated unless like the finals. So that's a good one on them. And even with a mixed team, that's even better because usually you just show up and play the game against teams that might also be a mix or a fully established team. And if you get a win out of that, that's always nice to see.
Absolutely. And let's not forget, like, as you said, this is a mixed team. You know, most of these players, some of them do share teams, but a lot of them play on different teams in Prem. They're just, you know, friends playing together for UGC. And, you know, they are good players, but they are coming up against a team in the form of WASP, who's played in almost every division in, you know, UGC and ETF as well. They are a Prem team who's been regularly scrimming. They are still scrimming to, you know, regularly up until this point. A lot of them play for the Russian and Ukrainian national teams who are still scrimming as well. So they are very, very active together. You know, it's not like they're scrimming with different teams. They are scrimming together on a regular basis. So to come into this and have such a dominating victory over them is really quite impressive. They tried their hardest. They did manage to reset the bracket last week, which, you know, a lot of people lost a lot of keys as such. I'm not going to name any names, but people lost keys, people lost hats. But it looks like Galaxy Gang have turned it up into an extra gear this week and have managed to take the title. Looking at the logs quickly before we disappear, top fragger across that map was in fact Kisakala, 26, which is not bad, over a kill a minute, seeing as he only actually played for 21 minutes. Bugs are coming in second with 19, so obviously doing very well for WASP. Solid with 18, Atomic with 17, and Alba with 15, the engineer for WASP. Don't really remember much turtling on last coming from him, and he did get that med pick that you caught out. So obviously doing some work for WASP on the flank there. But that's it, really. I mean, do you have anything else to add about what we've seen today?
Not really, I suppose. It was just a dominating performance by Samsung Galaxy Gang. Something that was probably did not expect after last week. And as you said, having Kisakawa be the top fragger for your team on a map that has so many flanks just speaks for itself because you get so much free ground. And it was like, I don't know, WASP also did many mistakes under pressure, I would say, because, like, as I keep mentioning, their commitment issues really get them most of the times. And sometimes, like, I know last is easy to hold, but if nobody's like gonna watch the point, even a medic can cap it almost. So that's like something that you have to work on. But Glasswalk is a map where, you know, no one has really played it, so there's room for improvement, I guess, if we're gonna see it like in further seasons. But I'm not sure. I'm just glad that this was exciting to watch and that WASP actually managed to upset Samsung Galaxy Gang last week. That was a really good job by them, I suppose.
Yeah, and I mean, it brings us more Highlander games at the end of the day. I mean, we have another cast today bringing you this 2 maps after last week. And I don't want to get you too excited, Asaaj, okay? So are you sat down for this?
Sure.
Are you okay, you ready?
I'm
okay. Beep has combined the logs. Yeah, he's combined the logs from the 2 maps. So we can actually see that Kisakala did top frag over the course of the final. 32 frags, solid with 24. Breakfast coming in with 23. And he actually top damaged across the game, coming in with 356 damage per minute, out damaging Bugs and his own demo Atomic. So obviously Breakfast really turning it up a notch in this game as well. But yeah, I agree with what he said. You know, despite losing a hefty amount of TF2 items, I was pleased to see WASP do kind of set the record straight, with a lot of people thinking, hey, you know, Samsung Galaxy Gang are going to roll the final, and they didn't. You know, they WASP bit back. They showed that they could do it. Unfortunately, it is a second place for WASP in UGC Platinum. They have been runners-up on 3 occasions now, and the guys from Galaxy Gang will take home the winner's medal. Do you have any shout-outs before we clear off for, you know, say goodbye to another UGC season?
Shout out to BlackOut Gaming. Shout out to John for letting me cast. Shout out to you, CeeJay, for being my partner in casting. And shout out to all the people I play MVM with and my LAN team all this life. It's gonna be a great time at Deutschland. See you guys there.
Oh yeah, we can't go a cast without mentioning Deutschland. It is just over 2 weeks' time, I believe. I'll be arriving, and a lot of people will be arriving on the Thursday. So 2 weeks from Thursday. So when I-55 starts on the Thursday, 2 weeks after that is when Deutschland will begin. That will be casted by BlackOut Gaming TV as best as possible. It is the first of its kind, the first Highlander-only LAN. It's in Germany. It's going to be awesome. I really can't wait. So keep an eye out on this channel for that coverage coming up in a couple of weeks' time. And yeah, shout outs to my team, Strong Opinions. And shout out to the same guys that Asaaj has been shouting out. You guys are all awesome. Thank you, Asaaj, for being a brilliant co-caster. As always, thank you, John, for all of your effort behind the scenes in keeping this game DDoS free and keeping everyone safe and enjoying, enabling people to enjoy the stream. Shout outs, as always, to Saloon.tf, the place where you can bet on these games. And of course, TF2Pickup.net, the place where you can play sixes, Highlander, Beeble. I'll teach you all sorts of games, some pickups over the summer while you wait for the season to start. I've been CeeJay, with me has been Asaaj and John. This has been the UGC Platinum European Grand Final. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you for some Nations Cup action next, I believe, some other day.